Good evening, my friends. Let me ask you something. How often do you look in the mirror and truly see yourself? Not just the reflection, not just the flaws you think you see, but the person, the one with dreams, the one who's overcome battles, the one who deserves love. Because that's where happiness begins. It starts right here, loving yourself. And no, I'm not talking about vanity, not some surface level admiration. I'm talking about the kind of love that runs deep, the love that says, I'm enough, just as I am. When you believe in yourself, when you understand your worth, something incredible happens. That belief spills over into the way you treat others. You see, when you fill your own cup, you have more to pour into the lives around you. But let me be real with you, this isn't easy. Fear tries to hold us back. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. Loving yourself isn't about ignoring those fears, it's about facing them head on. When you love yourself, you give yourself permission to grow beyond the fear, to take chances, to build connections. And here's the magic: when you love yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your kindness becomes a beacon. Your confidence lifts someone else's spirit. It's like tossing a stone into a still pond. The ripples travel far beyond what you can see. But let me remind you, this isn't just about you. Love is a gift meant to be shared. The more you give, the more it multiplies. That's the beauty of it. Love changes the way we see the world. It helps us live with purpose, with passion, with compassion. So I leave you with this challenge. Start with yourself. Look in that mirror and don't just see your reflection. See your potential. And when you step out into the world, carry that love with you. Because when you love yourself, you unlock the secret to true happiness, not just for you, but for everyone you touch. Now go live it. And don't just talk about love, be it. Happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you build. It doesn't come from outside. No amount of money, success, or validation can give you the lasting joy you seek. It's an inside job, and the foundation is love, specifically the love you have for yourself. Now, some people might hear that and think, isn't that selfish? Let me tell you something. There's nothing selfish about loving yourself. In fact, it's one of the most selfless things you can do. Because when you're at peace with who you are, when you've accepted your flaws, celebrated your strengths, and embraced your journey, you stop looking for others to fill the gaps in your heart. Loving yourself means you're not asking someone else to complete you, you're already whole. And when you're whole, you're not living in neediness. You're not walking around with empty hands, waiting for someone to give you what you're missing. Instead, you're living from a place of abundance, and that abundance allows you to give freely, without strings attached. Think about a tree with deep roots. It doesn't fall when the wind blows because it's anchored steady, unshakable. That's what self-love does for you. It roots you, makes you resilient, and gives you the strength to weather life's storms. You're no longer swayed by every opinion, every criticism, or every failure. You learn to stand tall, knowing your worth isn't determined by what's happening around you, but by what's within you. And here's the truth: if you can't love yourself, how will you truly love anyone else? How will you give what you don't have? Self-love teaches you patience, forgiveness, and grace, qualities you'll need when you're loving others. It's the foundation, the first step in a life built on meaningful relationships and real happiness. So, if you're looking for happiness, stop searching out there. Take a step back. Look inward. Build the foundation. Love yourself not because you're perfect, but because you're you. That's where true happiness begins. Belief is a force that shapes everything. What you believe about yourself determines how you move through life. The risks you take, the dreams you chase, and the love you give. If you believe you're unworthy, that belief will hold you back, shrinking your confidence and dimming your light. But when you believe in your worth, in your value, everything changes. It starts with a choice, a decision to reject the lies that tell you you're not good enough. Because let's face it, the world will try to tell you otherwise. It will point out your flaws, magnify your mistakes, and whisper doubts in your ear. But here's the thing, you don't have to believe those lies. You have the power to decide what story you tell yourself. When you start believing in yourself, you unlock a strength you didn't know you had. That belief gives you permission to dream bigger, to step out of your comfort zone, to go after the life you deserve. It's not about arrogance, it's about confidence. It's about knowing deep down that you're capable, that you're worthy, and that you have something to offer the world. Belief is contagious. When you carry yourself with self-assurance, people notice. They're drawn to that energy inspired by it. It's like a flame lighting another flame. Your belief in yourself sparks belief in others. You show them what's possible, not by preaching, but by living. But let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. Belief isn't about never doubting or never failing. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when you fall. It's about telling yourself, I'm worth the effort, even when things get hard. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for someone to tell you you're enough because you already know it. And that's the power of belief. It frees you. It empowers you to love yourself fully. And when you do that, you become a light for others, a reminder of what's possible when you believe. Fear is a powerful force, isn't it? It creeps into your mind, whispers in your ear, and tries to convince you to stay small. It tells you not to take risks, not to open up, not to try, because what if you fail? What if you get hurt? What if you're not good enough? Fear thrives on those what ifs. But here's the truth, fear only has as much power as you give it. To overcome fear, you have to confront it. You can't run from it or pretend it doesn't exist. Fear doesn't disappear when you ignore it, it grows. But when you face it head on, you start to see it for what it really is, a shadow, not a wall. Fear isn't there to stop you, it's there to test you, to see how much you want what's on the other side. Loving yourself plays a big role in overcoming fear. When you truly love yourself, you stop being so afraid of failure. You realize that your worth isn't tied to your mistakes or your successes. Failure doesn't define you, it teaches you. Rejection doesn't diminish you, it redirects you. Loving yourself gives you the courage to take chances because you know that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. Fear often comes from the stories we tell ourselves. I'm not ready, I'll never be good enough, they'll laugh at me, but those are just stories, not facts. You have the power to rewrite them. Instead of, I'm not ready, try, I'm learning as I go. Instead of, I'll never be good enough, say, I'm growing every day. Fear loses its grip when you change the narrative. And let me tell you, this courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's stepping out, even when your voice shakes and your hands tremble. Each time you face your fears, you get a little stronger, a little braver. And before you know it, the things that used to scare you seem so small compared to the person you've become. Fear will always be there. It's part of being human. But it doesn't have to control you. Love yourself enough to take the leap, to chase your dreams, to open your heart. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. And once you taste that freedom, you'll wonder why you ever let fear hold you back. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces we have, and it starts with how we treat ourselves. When you love yourself, you create an overflow of compassion, patience, and understanding that naturally extends to others. You're no longer living in a place of scarcity, where love and kindness feel like limited resources. Instead, you're living in abundance, where every kind word and act feels like a gift, not just to the other person, but to yourself. Kindness is a choice, one we make every day in the small moments. It's in the smile you give a stranger, the encouragement you offer a friend, or the grace you show someone who's made a mistake. It doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. Often it's the simplest acts of kindness that make the biggest impact. A kind word can change someone's day. A helping hand can restore someone's faith in humanity. But here's the secret, kindness isn't just about what you give, it's about what it creates. It creates connection, understanding, and trust. It breaks down barriers and builds bridges. When you're kind, you invite others to be kind in return. It's contagious, spreading like ripples in a pond. One small act of kindness can inspire another and another until it reaches places you can't even imagine. Being kind doesn't mean you let people take advantage of you or that you ignore your own needs. True kindness comes from strength, not weakness. It's the ability to stand firm in your own self-worth while lifting others up. It's knowing that being kind doesn't cost you anything, it enriches you. Kindness also has a way of transforming the giver. When you extend kindness, you feel a sense of purpose, a sense of connection to something greater than yourself. It reminds you that no matter how divided the world may seem, we all share the same need for love, respect, and understanding. So when you love yourself, let that love fuel your kindness. Let it be the reason you choose patience over frustration, compassion over judgment, and generosity over indifference. Kindness isn't just something you do, it's something you live. And when you live with kindness, you don't just change the world, you change yourself. When you choose to love yourself and others, you set something extraordinary in motion, a ripple effect that goes far beyond what you can see or measure. Every act of love, every kind word, every compassionate gesture creates waves that touch lives you may never even meet. It's like tossing a stone into a calm pond. The ripples start small, but they travel far, reaching places you couldn't have imagined when you first made that choice to act with love. Think about this: a single moment of kindness or love can change the trajectory of someone's day, maybe even their life. When you lift someone up with encouragement, they carry that light with them. They might smile more, treat others better, or find the strength to face a challenge they were ready to give up on. And then, without even realizing it, they pass that light to someone else. This isn't just about grand gestures. It's in the little things: the way you listen when someone needs to be heard, the way you show patience in a tense moment, or the way you offer help without expecting anything in return. These small ripples might seem insignificant at first, but they accumulate, spreading farther and farther. Now imagine what happens when more people live this way. A kind act inspires another. A loving choice encourages someone else to do the same. It creates a chain reaction that can shift the energy of an entire community, maybe even the world. The ripple effect of love and kindness is unstoppable, and it starts with you. But here's the most powerful part: the ripples come back to you. When you spread love, you create an environment where love grows, and that love eventually finds its way back. It may not come from the same person or place, but it comes. The universe has a way of returning the energy you put out, multiplied. It's easy to think that what you do doesn't matter, that your small acts can't make a difference. But every ripple starts with one person, one choice, one moment. And that moment has the power to touch lives in ways you'll never fully know. So live your life like every action matters, because it does. When you choose love, you're not just changing your world, you're changing the world. The ripple effect begins with you. Living with purpose means waking up every day with intention, knowing that your life has meaning far beyond the routine tasks or fleeting distractions. It's about understanding who you are, what you stand for, and how you can use your unique gifts to make an impact. Purpose gives your life direction, a reason to keep going even when the road gets tough. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up with heart, commitment, and a sense of responsibility to yourself and the world around you. When you truly love yourself, you start to see the bigger picture. You realize that your life isn't just about getting by or chasing temporary success. It's about leaving a legacy of love, kindness, and growth. Self-love helps you silence the doubts and distractions that try to pull you away from your path. It gives you the clarity to ask the important questions: what do I want my life to stand for? How can I use my time and energy to make a difference? Purpose isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you create. It's built through the choices you make and the actions you take every single day. When you live with purpose, you stop drifting aimlessly. You begin to prioritize what truly matters: your passions, your relationships, your growth, You start saying yes to the things that align with your values and no to the things that drain your energy or lead you away from your goals. Living with purpose doesn't mean you won't face challenges. In fact, purpose often requires you to step out of your comfort zone, to face fears, and to push through obstacles. But that's where the magic happens. When you're driven by purpose, those challenges don't feel like roadblocks, they feel like stepping stones. Each one teaches you something valuable and brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Purpose also connects you to others. When you're living with intention, your actions inspire those around you. You become a source of motivation and encouragement, showing others what's possible when you live authentically and passionately. Your purpose is never just about you. It's about how you contribute to the greater good, how you lift others as you rise. At its core, living with purpose is about love for yourself, love for others, and love for the journey you're on. It's about waking up each day and choosing to live fully, knowing that your life is a gift and that you have the power to make it meaningful. So live boldly, live intentionally, and live with purpose, because when you do, you're not just existing, you're thriving. And that's the kind of life that leaves an impact far beyond your own. In the end, everything we've talked about comes down to one simple truth: love is the foundation for a life well lived. Loving yourself gives you strength. It builds your confidence and frees you from the fear of failure. It teaches you how to face challenges with grace and compassion. And from that place of self-love, you're able to love others fully, spreading kindness, creating connections, and inspiring change in the world around you. Every act of love, whether for yourself or for others, sends out ripples. Those ripples can transform a moment, a day, a life. They can ignite courage, heal wounds, and remind people of their own worth. And when you choose to live with purpose, guided by love, you're not just shaping your own future, you're leaving a legacy of hope, light, and possibility for those who come after you. So here's my challenge to you: start now. Start with yourself. Embrace who you are, flaws and all. Give yourself the love and kindness you deserve. Then let that love flow out to the people around you. Be the ripple. Be the light. Be the love this world needs. Because when you love yourself and love others, you unlock the secret to true happiness, not just for today, but for a lifetime. Now go live it. Thank you.